Hey, coffee lovers. Ready to dive into something new?
Always.
Today we're going deep into the world of the Marocchino.
Ooh, sounds fancy.
It is, kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, just picture this. Rich espresso, then velvety milk froth, and a touch of chocolate, all topped with cocoa powder.
Wow, it's like a miniature work of art.
Exactly. And get this, it comes from the Piedmont region of Italy.
An area famous for food and drink, right?
You got it. But the best part, it only takes 10 minutes to make.
No way, that's super fast for something so fancy looking.
I know, right? So let's break down what you'll need. First off, a shot of espresso.
Of course. Gotta have that espresso.
Then you need milk for frothing, cocoa powder, and some chocolate spread.
Nutella comes to mind.
Exactly. Nutella's the classic choice. But here's the cool thing. You can totally switch it up.
Oh, like what?
Well, instead of dairy milk, you can use almond milk, oat milk, even soy milk.
That's great for anyone with dietary restrictions.
Totally. And you can play around with the flavors too.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking that. Like maybe a hint of hazelnut or some caramel.
Exactly. You can really customize it to your taste.
So many possibilities.
I know, right? But first, let's walk through the basic recipe step by step.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so first, you dust the inside of a clear glass with cocoa powder.
So it's all about the visual appeal, huh?
Yeah. It's like when a chef carefully plates a dish.
Right. Presentation matters.
Totally. Okay, so we've got our fancy cocoa-dusted glass. Now for the coffee, you'll need that shot of espresso, preferably medium to dark roast.
You mentioned before that strong brewed coffee could work too, right?
Yeah, in a pinch.
Mm.
But traditional espresso is better, not just for the stronger flavor, but also for the crema.
Ah, yes, that crema. Can you explain that for those who don't know?
Of course. It's that beautiful, golden foam that sits on top of a well-pulled espresso shot.
And it's not just pretty, right? It actually does something.
Right. It traps these aromatic oils, which give espresso its unique flavor, something
Yeah.
you don't really get with regular coffee.
That makes sense. It adds another dimension to the drink.
Totally. Okay, so you pour your espresso into the glass, and then comes the chocolate part.
All right, the good stuff.
You add a tablespoon of that chocolate spread, and yeah, usually that's where Nutella comes in, right on top of that hot espresso.
So it just melts right in there.
Exactly. And it creates this, luscious chocolate layer.
Yeah, it's like kitchen chemistry in action.
Okay, now while that's happening, you need to heat up your milk. Is there a specific temperature?
Ideally around 150 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the sweet spot for perfect velvety froth.
Ah, froth. Any tips for getting that amazing cloud-like texture? I've tried before, and, well, let's just say it wasn't pretty.
Ha ha ha. Yeah, frothing milk can be tricky. A handheld frother or a steam wand is your best bet. They work by introducing air into the milk, creating those tiny bubbles.
So it's all about the tiny bubbles. Makes
Yeah.
sense. All right, so now we've got our chocolatey espresso and our perfectly frothed milk. What's next?
Now comes the fun part, layering. You gotta have a steady hand for this and a little patience.
Ooh, getting artistic.
Exactly. You spoon the milk froth over the espresso, pour slowly so you keep those distinct layers.
So no rushing. Slow and steady.
Exactly. And to finish it off, a sprinkle of cocoa powder.
That final touch.
Uh,
It adds flavor and looks stunning against the white froth.
I know, it's all about those contrasting colors.
All right, so we've covered the basics, but do you have any pro tips for leveling up our Marocchino game?
Oh, absolutely. Let's start with the milk frothing. Use cold milk. It froths way better than warm.
Cold milk, got it. Anything else?
Oh, and make sure your frothing equipment is super clean. Any residue can mess with the texture.
Clean equipment, check. Okay, what about layering? Any tips for keeping those layers looking sharp?
Pouring slowly is key, but here's a trick. Tilt your glass slightly as you pour the milk froth.
Oh, smart. It helps create a smoother transition between the layers.
Exactly. And lastly, let's talk flavor. You mentioned hazelnut and caramel earlier, but what else can we do?
I'm all ears. I love experimenting with flavors.
Well, a drizzle of hazelnut syrup adds a nutty richness that goes so well with the chocolate. And a touch of caramel adds sweetness and that buttery smoothness.
Sounds delicious.
But honestly, the possibilities are endless. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try cinnamon, a pinch of chili powder.
Wow, chili powder.
Yeah, you can really make it your own.
I love that. It's not just a recipe. It's like a blank canvas for coffee creativity.
Exactly. Find what you enjoy most. It really is. You can make it your own perfect cup.
This is making me want to go make one right now.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's just so satisfying to make something this beautiful, right at home.
And you know what would make it even more rewarding?
What's that?
Seeing all your amazing Marocchino creations.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We'd love to see what you all come up with.
So if you give this recipe a try, Take a pic of your masterpiece, all right? And share it with us on social media. Tag us at EatEverySlice on Instagram.
And don't forget the hashtag.
Right. Use hashtag Marocchino coffee.
Can't wait to see your creativity. And hey, for more recipes and, just some food inspiration, head over to our blog.
That's eateveryslice.com.
It's full of easy recipes, tips and tricks, and some really mouth-watering food photography.
Yes, your one-stop shop for everything delicious.
So what are you waiting for? Grab those ingredients and let's get brewing.
And as you're sipping your homemade Marocchino, we'll leave you with this final thought.
What other classic coffee drinks could you, elevate with a little creativity?
Ooh, good question.
Maybe a twist on a latte? Or reimagined cappuccino?
The possibilities are endless. That's what's so great about coffee. There's always something new to try.
So true. Until next time, happy brewing, everyone.
And happy sipping. That was fun. I don't know about you, but I learned a lot about the Marocchino today.
Yeah, me too. It's really not as intimidating as it looks, is it?
Not at all. And it's so customizable.
Right. You can really make it your own.
So yeah, listeners, get creative. Try different milks, different toppings, go wild.
And don't forget to share your creations with us.
We want to see those Marocchino masterpieces. All right, that's it for our deep dive into the world of the Marocchino.
Until next time, everyone.
Keep brewing and keep experimenting.